Right, it tastes like shit. This is f***ing great. 5Ks left. Check that shit out. This is Nick. I've known Nick for 15 years, and recently Nick started running. He ran his first half marathon distance about 2 months ago, and set himself a goal of running a full marathon distance. He set a date, put it in the diary, and told me he was going after it. What a bloody legend. I'm pumped for Nick, and I want to do everything I can to help him out. So I told him I'd do it too. Only problem is, it's in 3 days' time, and I haven't done any training. This is my story of what it's like to run a marathon with no training. I've never really been what you'd call a runner. I always hated running in school. I distinctly remember being in a sports carnival when I was in grade 2, running a 100-metre race. I came first, then straight afterwards running an 800-metre race. I came last, and I cried to my dad that I never wanted to run that long again in my life. I don't know, I guess things change. I ran my first 7Ks without stopping exactly 12 months ago almost. It was like ticking off a lifelong achievement. I was super proud of myself. And then 7 turned into 14, 14 turned into 21, and to date 21's the longest I've ever run. What's exciting though is in 2 days time, it's going to double again. 42 is going to be the longest. How we're managing this is Nick lives in Brisbane, I live in Sydney, so on Saturday morning we're going to start at exactly the same time and see how we both go. Anyway, I'm just pulling up to get some gels, some nutrition for the race, and I'll run you guys through everything and how it's all going to work. These things are called gels. They taste like shit, but they give you stacks of energy. I'm going to punch one of these bad boys every 45 minutes, and hopefully that's going to give me what I need to get through the day. Runs tomorrow. It's now 6 p.m. and I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. I've been mapping out the track that I'm going to take. So in the inner west of Sydney, there's a running track called the Bay Run. Now the Bay Run's mostly known for people who want to put on a full face of makeup to go for an afternoon walk, but for me, it's exactly 7 kilometres long and it's going to make a really nice, easy running track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to park my car along the track and I'm going to follow the track for 6 laps. Being that it's 7 kilometres long, 6 times 7 is 42, means that should be pretty much the full distance of the marathon. I've got a couple of lads coming to join me, which will make life easier. They're only going to run a couple of laps, not going to run the whole thing. But I mean, some people would call it monotonous, just running constant laps for 4 hours, but to me it's all about the convenience of having my car there, stopping back, being able to get some water, get a quick gel and then continue on. Got an early start, hope to be running by 7 p.m, so I guess I'd better get some sleep tonight, hey? See you guys in the morning. One of the byproducts of having flat feet means that you get blisters in the arches of your feet. It's where the arch of the shoe rubs against your feet. Now if I don't put these on, I'll have blisters by the time I hit kilometre 10 and I won't be able to finish the day. So this is vital preparation. It is an absolute cracking day today. The sun's out, it's nice and cool, it's about 16 degrees. There's supposed to be about 50 kilometres of wind today, but so far it's looking absolutely bloody beautiful. About to get started, so I've got 6 laps of a 7 kilometre track. So I'll probably check in back every 7Ks, have a quick drink, smack down a quick energy gel, and then get back to it. 4.5 hours. That's all I want, 4.5 hours. This is it. Let's get it going. Seven cars. It's fucking windy. and I feel slow and f***ing sluggish. Fun. .6 Ks, now 21. Smack one of these things. Oh, it tastes like shit. Back at it. I don't know if you can see that. 20 and a half kilometers, 2 hours and 4 minutes. Windy, so windy. Oh, water's delicious. I'm holding about a 6-minute pace, maybe 6:05. Feeling pretty confident about that. It tastes like shit. Got another 3 laps to go, and then I'll be finished. Now it's the downhill slope. From pretty much in another 500 meters, that'll be the furthest I've ever run in my life. So I'm super pumped about that. Another 2 hours, and we'll just get this done. Then I'm gonna get stuck into a pint, something shocking. Maybe not a pint, because we can't go to the pub. So I'm gonna get stuck into a can, something shocking. Big ice cold tinny. How fucking good. See you guys in a bit. This is f***ing great. 27.5 Ks. I'm super pumped. This is actually so much fun. I never thought running for hours would be so much fun. Now I'm going to smack a quick gel. Still tastes bad, if you're wondering. It's right at 27.4 Ks. 2 hours 49 minutes. Feeling great. Hip flex is a bit fired up. Car's a bit fired up, but everything's fine. I'll be done in an hour. This is sick. .34 Ks. 1 lap left. I slowed down to like 6:30. Just so you can see, my watch is always still going. I'm not stopping it at all. I'm not a cheater, guys. I'm not a cheater. This is my last gel. Gonna punch this down, get on the road, bloody finish this thing off. Like a rat up a drain pipe. Bob's your uncle. I'm gonna get this done. But it still tastes like crap. I have exactly 8 kilometers to go. I'm at 3 hours 36 minutes. I should finish in 4:25. Finish in 4:25. I'm gonna be so stoked. Absolutely pumped. Let's fucking do this. 5 Ks left. Finished, done, completely done, completely finished. 42.2 kilometers running without any training whatsoever. And it's over, it's over. I did the whole thing in, let's see, 4 hours and 27 minutes with an average pace of 6 minutes 21 per kilometer. Burnt 3,686 calories. Mind blowing, mind blowing. But I actually had so much fun, it was amazing. I wouldn't say amazing actually, but it was good. See this grass back here? I'm gonna sit on the grass, I'm gonna drink some water, I'm gonna have a stretch, and just enjoy the fact that I ran 42.2 kilometers without any training whatsoever, and I got in under my time that I wanted to get, of under 4 hours and 30 minutes. Fucking yeah! Pumped! Bro!
How'd it go?
Why'd you make me do that? Why'd you make me do that? What time did you get?
5:30, man. I got my food.
He's got his feet in a bucket of ice.
Yeah, cheers, bro.
Mate, pleasure. So what time did you get? 5:15.
Yeah, man, 5:15. Yeah, fucking struggling towards the end though.
Oh, mate, I was battling towards the end. That last 5Ks was the worst.
Yeah, I think, from 35 onwards, I was just like, fuck this, man. Like, it wasn't really anything except for my feet that were hurting.
Yeah.
The Viv was having problems with her hips and stuff. Like, it was pretty much just the balls of my feet, pretty much. And
yeah, right.
But yeah, fuck, well done, man.
True. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, I got something to tell you.
Yeah, what?
A marathon's 42.2 Ks.
Oh, you're joking.
Bro, you only did 42 Ks. You missed the 200 meters. You gotta go do it again. Alright, bro, I'm gonna go. Proud of you, though. Good effort, man.
Cheers, bro.
See ya. I reckon I've earned this. I really do. Remember how I put those band-aids on this morning? Well, when I was at about kilometre 20, I started to feel a bit of a niggle underneath one of my feet. I could tell a blister was on the way, and it was only a matter of time, but I just sort of pushed that shit aside. Well, anyway, I've just gotten home, I've taken those band-aids off, and here's what I've found hiding underneath. Check that shit out. Crazy. So, that's a lesson for you. Kids, when you get born, don't get born with flat feet, otherwise you get fucked blisters when you run really far and it's a pain in the ass. So, I've had a beer, I've got a burger on the way, I've had a shower, and I'm feeling really good. So, now it's recap time. I'm going to start off by saying it was actually a hell of a lot of fun. I never thought in the world I'd ever say that I could go out and run around in circles for 4.5 hours and actually have fun doing it. Like, there were a couple of things going against me. Obviously, it was really, really windy at parts, and I just felt like I was just treading in mud. But other than that, no, it was so much fun. But a couple of key learnings from it. Firstly, number one, be prepared. Now, I went through quite a bit to prepare myself with all sorts of gels, some sports drinks, big bottles of water, all sorts of things. I knew exactly what I was going to take, when I was going to take it. I had planned the route out so that I actually stopped back in my car every 7 Ks, and that was just fitted in perfectly. Take another gel, get some extra nutrition in. So that was amazing. I'd recommend if anyone does something like that, make sure you're prepared when you do it. Secondly, you will go through a mental battle. Now, I went through a mental battle in the last 5 Ks. I had a time in my head. All I wanted to do was get under 4.5 hours. And judging from the time I was running it, about at that point, I'd slowed down quite a lot. I was running between 6:20 and 6:30 minutes per kilometre. And I knew that I had to speed up to about 5:40, 5:50, which, like, after running 35 kilometres, your body's not working properly. You're plodding along. You can't increase your pace, but I managed to, thankfully, and then I got there in the end. So yeah, I was super pumped about that. In the last 3 Ks, I think I developed some sort of sciatica. I had these really weird kind of nerve pains running down my leg and into my toes, but I mean, that's just part of the mental battle, right? You just kind of, like that, the blister, which you guys have already seen, you just get that stuff, you push that stuff aside, and you just keep going, like, and just think about something else. Think about your stride, think about your breathing, think about how you actually, your next kilometre as you move forward, and that's just gonna keep you going. You don't need to stop and think about these things or stop. No, fuck that, keep fucking going. I suppose my last learning is to get a crew around you. Now, I was lucky enough that I had a couple of bros that came with me, punched out a few laps. I had people on the phone, I had lads on the phone calling me up every half hour, every 45 minutes, checking in, seeing how I was doing. If you have a crew of people around you and a bit of support, it's gonna make everything so much easier. Whether you're doing a marathon run, whether you're, I don't know, doing an Ironman race or a long endurance race, whether you're doing something else, I don't know, anything. Whatever it is, it's going to be easier with a support crew around you, people that actually care about you, that want to make sure you're doing well, and then that will pull you along, that will keep you driving forward. So get a crew around you and everything's going to be so much easier. One last final thought. Now obviously I'm pumped that I finished the run, I did it in the time that I wanted to, no training, double the longest I'd ever run before, like great, yada yada yada, all that sort of stuff. What's really impressive is my friend Nick and his partner Viv. They've been running for 6 months, 6 months total. Like that's their entire running career, and they just went out and ran a marathon today. Like that's what's really impressive. That's what's really exciting. That just goes to show it's not about the time in training or how many years you've spent running. It's the mental dedication to actually just get you through the day. That's what really matters. And I think for them, that's absolutely astounding. That's what's really impressive here. So it turns out, when you get a blister on the side of your foot, to compensate for it, you run on the other side of your foot, right? Now the byproduct of that is the next day, the outside of your foot is going to be completely bruised, battered, swollen, and just absolutely killed to walk on. So that's something I'm dealing with today. Other than that, my knees are a bit swollen, my feet are a bit swollen, but I think that's all I've really got going on, just that foot problem. Now that's going to be fine by tomorrow, so I'm really not too worried. Now if that's the only thing that happened over that whole running 42Ks without any training and that's the only injury I get, perfect, great, that's an absolute win. I got off the phone with Nick just before. When he got home yesterday, he stuck his feet in a bucket of ice for about an hour, and he's feeling fine. He reckons he can run another 10Ks today. When I got home, I sat on the couch and drank beers. So maybe that's a learning of how to recover a bit better, because there is no way I'm running 10Ks today. Now look, that wraps up No Training Marathon. Thanks very much for sticking around watching it. If you want to see the next one I got coming up, it is going to be the same one I told you about in the last video, a 10K swim. It's going to be a pretty cool challenge. The longest I've ever swum before is about 2K, so I'm really pumped for that one. Make sure you subscribe, check it out. I'll see you back here when that happens, and until then, just do epic shit. Get outside, live a sick life, and I'll see you guys soon.